Picks of the Week.
And now we're moving on to our Picks of the Week. And Scotty, would you like to kick it off with your Pick of the Week?
Comic books. I've been reading comic books, and I would like to recommend a brand new series called Heavy Vinyl. I'm sorry, the microphone is right here, so I have to extend whatever is happening in front of the camera. But it's a cool. I added in the notes here. Why don't you just read your dumb notes, you idiot? It's an all-girls record store fight club, essentially.
Wow.
It's brand new. It's actually funny. If anybody remembers the movie Empire Records, it's like that, but with fun, tolerable characters.
Oh, okay.
I say that because Rachel and she showed me that she bought this, and I was like, oh, we got to watch Empire Records before you read that, because Empire Records is a great movie. We watched it. The characters in that movie all suck. It didn't age well.
Funny you say that. Jamie and I watched that within the past year, and I agree. They are all pretty annoying. I think what it is just as we grow up, we now start to identify with the parents of the movie and all this other stuff. Whereas the kids in those movies that we thought were awesome, we're like, these are little shitheads. These are bad kids.
Yeah,
I watched Free Willy not too long ago, and that kid in Free Willy, I loved him when I was a kid. Such an asshole. Such a complete asshole now.
I also realized you can't see on the cover, but there is, and you can't tell. I believe she's Puerto Rican, but there's an African American girl and then two white chicks. But when I saw this cover after we watched Empire Records, I was like, wow, honey, I'm sorry. And also that staff is just all generic white people too. in the movie in Empire Records. There's no diversity in the cast at all. But no, Heavy Vinyl is cool. This is a trade paperback of 3 issues or something. The art's fun. I don't know. It's just a good time. It's funny. It's cool. It's very chill. It has
So they fight each other
too. I can't really say much without giving away spoilers, but they all work in a record store and they all get into physical fisticuffs at some point.
Okay.
Yeah,
I wonder if they try to beat each other's record.
I gotta go.
Come on.
That's it.
Heavy Vinyl. Check it out, though. It's brand new. I don't know what... Oh, by Boombox? I don't know that... I've never known comic production
Publishers
companies.
or whatever?
Yeah. That they have, you can see in here, they have references to other record covers and stuff like that, but with the girls thrown on and everything.
Okay, that's quite cool.
Yeah, it's cool. It's fun. It's lighthearted, but a good time.
Excellent.
Heavy Vinyl.
Excellent. Cool. I'll go next. I'm going to leave Crystal last. In fact, this is something very exciting for Chris. The most exciting thing he's going to see all year. So, Chris, just for you, buddy, because I know you love it, I bought the Super Mario 3D Allstars collection. Woo! So I got this week.
That's downstairs.
And it is now my pick of the week. So even though I am more of a Sega fan, I do love... Well, the only real reason I actually bought this was for Super Mario 64, because I've said it on the show before, I still today think that it's probably my favourite 3D platformer of all time, and it's basically the original one.
It's fine to be wrong. It's okay.
I love some other ones. I love Spyro. I love Banjo-Kazooie. I think those are great games, but something about Super Mario 64 I've just loved. It stuck with me. When I first played Super Mario Sunshine, I was really disappointed to the point that I think I might have even sold that game. I very rarely sell games. I think I've picked it up recently, though. I don't seem to have my GameCube collection on the shelf, which is what I'm looking at off screen. And then Super Mario Galaxy, I remember loving back in the day when it first came out. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. This is so cool. And so, yeah, I've been playing this for the last few days, or the last couple of days. I think it only came out on Friday over here. Been playing quite a lot of it. So I've been playing Mario 64 mostly, and I still really enjoy it. I still think it's a really good game. I mean, it's aged in that the graphics aren't as smooth as the other ones, and the worlds that you're in are a little bit smaller. But I think the actual gameplay is
updated, though, from what I understand.
Yeah,
I picked it up, so I haven't played it all yet, though.
Okay, so there's basically no updates in this. I think the graphics might be just a tiny bit sharper on Mario 64, like just the edges of things. But otherwise, there's no updates to it. Mario Galaxy's had a slight update to the controls because it was originally a Wii game.
Oh, that's right.
They've enabled touch. So basically, if you've got a Nintendo Switch Lite or you want to play in handheld mode, you can use touchscreen to do some of the elements that were Wii control. Like you grab onto stars that sort of pull you in the air. If you play the game, you'll know what I'm talking about. Like you can grab onto stars that will pull you in the air, but instead you can basically tap the screen to lock onto them, because normally you have the Wii remote that you actually flick around. But you can actually use, if you take the controls out of like the normal Switch, you can use it like a Wii. Yeah, the Virtual Cons, like Joy-Cons, whatever they're called. I can't remember what they're called. But yeah, they you can actually use them like a Wiimote, so you can still use the Wii controllers. But if you've got a Switch Lite, you have to use the handheld mode, obviously. Or I guess you can use Joy-Cons on the Switch Lite, but it's going to be playing on a tiny screen.
God, do you remember how shitty it was trying to play the Wii back in the day? You'd have the little nunchuck thing. You'd have a wand in one hand and the little egg with the analog thing on your other, and it was so stupid.
Yeah, but playing it on the big screen, you kind of have to have the Joy-Cons sort of like in Wiimote mode, really, because it's just that little bit easier. But if you've got it in handheld mode, it's fine, because basically, if you've got it on the big screen, you can't do all the controls in the game, if that makes sense, because you don't have the touchscreen function anymore because it's plugged onto the big TV. So you have to have it in Joy-Con mode, if that makes sense. Like you can't use it in like. You can't use like a Wii Pro controller or whatever. I don't know. Words are trying to come out of my mouth. No, you can't. It wouldn't work because you don't have that.
Wait, no. But what I'm asking is, are you not able to actually use a Pro controller playing Galaxy?
I haven't actually tried it because I actually have a Pro controller, but my understanding is you wouldn't, because you either have to have the touchscreen or the motion control to actually play the game. If that makes sense.
It does.
So you have. So if you've got in handheld mode, you can play it using touchscreen. If it's out of handheld mode, you have to have your Joy-Cons using the motion control on that.
Interesting.
But it works really well. I really liked it. I will say one thing. Mario Galaxy, I'm not enjoying as much as I used to. I think it's not actually that great a game. I think Sonic Lost World is better. Well, I said it. No, I don't know. There's something about it. I just think it's not as enjoyable. I think the missions and stuff you're doing aren't as good. Like the objectives and stuff just aren't as much fun. Yes, it's kind of unique and cool and interesting and quirky, and the graphics look amazing. But yeah, I don't know. So far, not enjoying it as much. I'll keep playing it and see how it goes. Mario Sunshine, I like more than I remember. I've been playing that and I'm enjoying this now. Like, this is actually okay, you know? And for a Wii, I always forget, like GameCube and Wii, they actually could do pretty decent graphics. So Mario Sunshine, it looks really good. Mario 64, though, still my favorite. But yeah. One thing I wish they did do was add in Mario Galaxy 2 as well, because I remember when that came out, when all the magazines before it came out, they were talking about how it's an add-on. It's like a Mario Galaxy 0.5, basically. Like the lost levels, like adding in a few extra levels and stuff. Right. But when it released, I never played it, so I never got it or anything, never played it. But I actually was looking up more about it, and it turns out it's actually a whole different game. So they've got all new levels. You can ride on Yoshi. It's kind of a similar storyline. You know, Peach is trapped in space with Bowser or whatever. But yeah, apparently it's all completely new levels and stuff. And I think that would have been really cool to play, because I don't think as many people probably pick that up as the first one. But yeah, so I guess that's my thing. Check it out, especially if you haven't played Mario 64 before. Try it out. That's sort of where 3D platform gaming first started. Yeah. And yeah, Chris, get it.
I have two questions.
Okay.
One, I heard that Mario 64 is not in widescreen. Is that correct?
That is correct. It's still in 4:3.
That's fucking uncalled for. I'm sorry, but it is. There's no reason they can't do the work to stretch that out. I forgot what else I was going to say.
But if a game's being developed in 4:3, can they make it wider, like without actually physically stretching things?
I think they can just open up the field of view. I mean, you're working in a 3D environment, so you should be able to expand the camera perspective to whatever.
I don't know.
Your display to be.
It's weird to me. When Sonic Adventure DX came out on Steam, they did not put it in widescreen. It's got those crappy looking blue purplish borders. But Sonic Adventure 2 is in widescreen.
Okay.
Which I don't understand at all.
Okay.
But Galaxy, it's unfortunate you don't like that as much because I remember, like Katamari Damacy, Mario Galaxy 1 was another game where I just kept playing and didn't realize I was at the end, and then suddenly the credits were rolling. Because if I remember correctly, in Galaxy 1, you don't have to play the levels in any order. Like, I somehow saw credits before actually defeating Bowser in that game. There's some weird way you unlock. There's some weird way you unlock different levels, and you don't have to. I don't know. I just remember you don't have to play things in order in Galaxy.
Well, that's kind of like Mario 64 as well, in theory. Like, there's the first few levels you do have to play in order because they're locked to how many stars whatever you've got to unlock those levels. But when you unlock enough, you can start going to different levels. Stuff like I was playing Mario 64 and I was doing it out of order. So I did the first level basically just to get out of the way, and then I didn't even touch the second level. I did one of the missions on the third level, and then I was like doing like the fifth or sixth level or something. But some of them aren't really. Like, I think there's 3 levels which you basically, there's one star door, you use a certain amount of stars, and then there's 3 levels you get access to. So those aren't even in any order. So yeah, I guess Mario Galaxy, you can do it in that way. But the first couple of areas you do kind of have to do the first few levels in order before you start unlocking stuff properly. But yeah, I'd say one thing about Mario Galaxy, I am racking up the lives so easily in that game. It's so much easier than the other ones. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I think I'm on the 4th level and I've got 25 lives or something.
Nice.
Like, what the fuck? Like, what is that? But yeah, and Mario Sunshine's got the weirdest storyline. I forgot how strange that storyline is. Like, the evil Shadow Mario is actually Bowser Jr., spoiler alert, and saying that Peach is his mum and stuff like that, and all this nonsense. But, yeah. Cool. It would have been nice if they added extra stuff in, but as it is, they brought the original games, and I can't really complain about that. I guess
it's very minimal effort on Nintendo's part, but it is what people want, and they say that it's limited supply of. It's only going to be. You're only going to be able to buy literally the physical and the digital version through March of 2021.
Yeah, I think that's bullshit.
I don't know why this is blowing so many people's minds. That's so that they can release them individually and charge you probably $30 for each game, people. It's not, I would shit. That's what they're going to do.
If they do that, then okay, I guess. Like, that's, yeah. But if they just cancel it and take away forever, I'll be like, that's so bullshit. Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. I'm not saying like Nintendo's the only greedy corporation in the world. I'm just saying it's sort of.
Yeah.
So you said they're only allowing it digitally until March as well. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which the collection anyway, which I'm sure that means they're going to put them out individually in some other way, shape, or form. So I feel like part of this collection was like, let's get something out that can be sold during the holidays for this holiday season because we don't have a new console or anything,
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't necessarily fault them for that because this is supposed to be kind of like an anniversary collection that they're putting out in celebration of, the anniversary. So I think it makes sense. And going forward, they're saying is like, we're not going to have this anniversary bundle in here forever. This is in celebration. So after, this year is over, we'll all have them digitally for purchasing separately, but they're not going to be part of a bundle.
What is the anniversary?
30,
it's Mario's
years of Mario. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So not the anniversary of the actual 3D games, just the anniversary of Mario. Okay.
No, the 3D All-Stars isn't just for celebrating his birthday. They have a bunch of other crap going on for celebrating his birthday. They're doing that AR Mario Kart thing. They're doing Mario Kart 35, which is like Tetris 99, but everybody plays through the first Mario against each other. This was all in a Nintendo Mario 35th Direct.
Okay, I don't watch those Nintendo Direct things.
You should. They're honestly the best way to keep up with stuff because they're short, succinct bursts of things, and they're no more than like.
I've watched a handful of them, and I'm just like, I don't care. Basically, sorry, I don't care.
Well, that's
not
a
that
good way
big a
to tie into
Nintendo
the
fan.
next topic. Oh, sorry.
Oh man. Well, actually, Chris, sorry, buddy. What is your pick of the week?
Originally, I was going to be the first one to start this bit. Now I'm the last one, but that's okay. I've been playing Tales of Vesperia, the definitive edition. Now, this game came out like way back in the day. I think it was like 2008 or something on the 360 and PS3. I never played it back then. Did you ever play that?
I think there has a few Tales games, weren't there? I think it was Tales of Vesperia. I started playing, and I stopped after about 10 minutes because I did not enjoy it.
Okay.
Like maybe half an hour. I think.
got it.
Scotty's showing us.
Look at that. Unless, was there another one? I'm sure there's more than one.
I think there's a lot of Tales series.
There's at least 1 or 2 Tales games per system. I'm trying to find
Tales of Symphonia was the one I played. Sorry, not Vesperia.
That's why I got Tales of Vesperia. But also, you get to play as a goddamn dog in this game. Repeat or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
It's not.
I've never
dog that smokes a pipe.
Yeah, he's pretty cool and uses like a knife when he fights and stuff. But so I've never played these games. This is the first Tales game I've ever played. I basically have been in kind of an RPG kick over the past week or two. I've been playing some Time Stalkers on Dreamcast, but I had my Switch. I was like, I want to find a game that I could kind of hang out at night, like before bed. Play a chill RPG. So I started looking on the eShop, and the two that caught my eye were Ni no Kuni, which is on sale for like $15 right now, and also Tales of Vesperia, which is also on sale for $15 right now. So you get pretty good deals for those. Like I said, going in, I had no idea what these games were about. But I will say there's a really heavy emphasis on anime-style cutscenes, and they're done really, really well. I don't know what the old version looks like on the Xbox 360 and the PS3, like how good the graphics look back then. But here on the Switch, like they look amazing. Like all the character designs, like I love the way that the characters look. They look unique, but still kind of in an anime aesthetic. And the graphics are kind of a cell shaded look, but they complement the actual anime characters and design really well. Like they all look, exactly kind of like what they look like in the anime cutscenes and stuff. So it's really cool from that perspective. The fighting system is kind of like a real time combat, but it seems to be really basic in that you really, at least in the early game, I'm about 5 hours in, you really only have like a hit button, and then you have another button to use like a magic or skill, depending on the different way you point your analog stick will do different spells or abilities. And so it seems fairly basic, but also it takes a lot of like trying to get used to it. It's definitely not. I don't feel like it's really easy for newcomers. The battle system, but it does come with this DLC starter pack that I wanted to tell you about because it makes the game like ridiculous. I'm only adding in like the really over the top stuff. It has all sorts of items and spells and other things and that you can get for your character, but you can get 300,000 gold. You can unlock those like 3 or 4 different times with this starter pack. Then there are things to do, just auto leveling. You get like 5 different auto levels plus 5 levels. So from the very beginning of the game, you could just use these, and you're already like a level 40. And there's also 2 plus level 10s, and it raises for all your characters. And so like if you wanted, like you could just use that right in the early game, and you'd be like level 90 almost, and you could just breeze through most of the game. So I don't know why they did that. I used
a grinding pack.
Maybe, yeah, because you're probably, I mean, using that, you don't even have to grind, really. And so I did use a couple of the plus 5 levels, and so my characters are like level 20 right now. And then I stopped doing it because I was like, all the combat is just super easy. And I'm going to another crazy thing is because like if you level up in order one by one, like your characters gain new spells and skills. Mm-hmm. But if you just go ahead and just do like 2 like plus like level 5 item packs, so you're basically going up like 10 levels. The next time you go into a battle, all your characters start unlocking these things that would have unlocked each time. So it's just crazy in battle because there's just pop-up windows everywhere and you have no idea what's going on, and the characters are using all these new abilities. Shit's going off. Like it looks like a damn like 4th of July like party. It's crazy. But I'm liking the game so far. It's very kind of chill. It's exactly what I was looking for. just something that you can kind of just relax, and you're not having to do like a ton of work in. You're not having to pay super attention to it. I'm enjoying it. So
Cool.
I don't know. What do you guys think? If you ever, I don't know if Scotty, if you said you played it much.
I didn't play this one that much. I played through Tales of Symphonia. It's one of the few JRPGs I've actually finished. And one of my old roommates and I, we tried to play through Tales. What is this one? The first Tales of Xelia, I think. And what I mean when I say we, because the battles are all co-op. You can do up to 4 player.
That's cool.
In the battles. I don't know if you knew that, Chris, or if they might have taken that out. I hope not on the Switch version, but
I think it did. It does support 4 players, and so that kind of confused me. I'm like, I don't even know how that would work.
Yep, it's only in the battles because if people aren't sure, all the Tales games, and I'm not a fan of turn-based battles. Those always bored me in JRPG or in RPGs in general. The Tales games switch it up because you have essentially a closed-off area where you're fighting in real time. You can run around and hit an attack button, a spell button, heal button. I think you can assign things to buttons if I remember correctly. But so if I played it by myself, I'd be the tank essentially in my crew of 4 people, and I'd have someone far back doing like projectile attacks, and someone far back who's the healer of the crew, and then another one maybe would be the melee guy to go in with me. But you can play it up to 4 player, and everybody's running around in battles. It's totally unfair, but running around in battles like, let's all attack this guy, let's do this. It almost turns it into an MMO, but couch co-op style. But then when you're on the hub world, it's just one person running around as the main party leader guy.
That would be such a cool way of playing through an RPG with like 3 other people. Like I would never have thought of like doing that with an RPG, but that could be pretty cool.
Yeah, that's how, like I said, one of my roommates and I, we tried to play through Xelia, but it turned into playing once a week to once a month to whenever we remembered we were playing this game. So you just have to keep up with it. Because otherwise, it's a JRPG. You're really going to lose where you are and everything. Yeah. So actually, that one, Xelia, I don't know if it was the first one, but it started quest logs in the Tales series where you can read the most recent one and it'll tell you where to go and stuff. But yeah, I like the Tales games because I wasn't a fan of turn-based stuff, so
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I guess that'll do it for our picks of the week, and we're now moving on to our feature discussion.